Hi everybody, Cindy Greenway here, Editor-in-Chief at LawMarketing.com, and today we're talking about some trends coming up for 2014. I'm here with Nick Main, who is the founder and owner of Main Marketing, an agency that specializes in law firm content, articles, blogs, SEO, and much more. So Nick, welcome, and thanks for joining me here today.
Thank you for having me.
Great. So we were just talking about some trends that you see coming up for attorneys in 2014 in relation to, some searches out there, how Google affects what they're doing as far as content and so on. So I was hoping you could share some of that information with our law marketing viewers here on what they can expect for 2014.
Definitely. One of the biggest things that I see going into 2014 is that marketing is getting a lot smaller. In 2013, there was a big focus on mass marketing and especially on social media content, where it was just about getting it out to the masses. But now that kind of everyone's hopped on that social media train and there's a lot of people there, it's a lot more focused on interaction and user-generated content as well. You need that interaction from people on your Facebook, on your Twitter, LinkedIn, social media, and you need to be interacting with potential clients through that. Not only is that good for getting clients, but it's also it's great SEO to have that interaction, to be building those social signals for Google. Another thing is going to be using some of the new social media platforms that are rising to boost your SEO and to interact with your other content. One of the biggest ones is going to be Google Plus. That's kind of Google's baby, and they're really they're putting that at the top of their search, and they're putting a lot of weight on those social signals. So Google Plus is getting a lot more traction. That's something that's going to continue into 2014. Another thing is social media advertising, and writing content for that is going to become more important because, especially as some of these social media companies are going public, they're more focused on making profits and continuous profits. And so advertising and pay-per-click is becoming a lot more important. So that's another thing going into 2014 is that learning how to write those advertisements for social media is going to be very important.
Interesting. So when you look at what attorneys are doing right now in 2013 and what's going to change for 2014, what should they be looking at doing differently? You talked about not being in the masses for social media, having smaller communities and so on. What does that mean to an attorney that's sitting in front of their computer about to, implement or maintain their social media to build that presence? What does that mean for them?
The focus is going to be on interacting with the user. So when you're writing content for your blog, for your social media posts, for your website, you need to take on more of a conversational tone that people are going to want to respond to. You need to ask questions that are going to make people respond in blog comments or respond to your Facebook posts or whatever. You also need to, choose topics that people are interested in, and kind of focus on becoming more of an information resource rather than just spouting off whatever comes to your mind. Look at what people are searching for on the internet. Think about what your clients have been asking you about, and that's what you want to focus your content on.
And that's really interesting, too, because I always hear attorneys say, what should I be writing about on my blog? What should I be putting out there on social media? And so you're addressing that where it's, pay more attention to what are the clients asking, what are prospects asking, get your law firm staff to also plug into that and make a list of those things so that you can address it, and again, in a much more conversational tone, as you mentioned. So, well, you know what, Nick, I really appreciate that information because it just, again, really shows how we need to make a stronger or have a stronger interest in really connecting with people rather than just kind of putting stuff out there. So great. I know we're going to be talking to you again, so thanks very much, Nick. I know people can find you at mainmarketing.com. Where can they find you on Twitter?
Twitter at Main Marketing or Facebook /Main Marketing.
Great. Well, thanks so much, Nick. We'll talk to you again soon.
All right, thanks.